So after the horrific shooting yesterday, which was caught on live TV on a local news station in Virginia, the New York Daily News decided to run a cover which had pictures of the murder. And other so-called journalists flipped out over it and scolded the Daily News on Twitter. So let me give you some examples of this. I'm going to leave out the names of the journalists here, but I'll just give you their statements. So one of them said, "Zero respect for the families involved. Not even sure the Post would do this." Another one said, "Garbage front page. Simply garbage." Another says, "What a gratuitous, senseless front page. Stop your presses now." Yes, I know. Righteous indignation is what you have, I'm sure. Another one says, "Awful." And another one says, "Are we serious? Putting that on the page? Have some class." So here's my response to these people. No, you guys have some class and do your fucking job. I don't know where this idea came from that if something is offensive or if something is icky or if something is uncomfortable, that then we have to censor it and we need to take it out of our minds and we need to not show anything about it ever. That's the opposite of what journalism is supposed to be. You're supposed to cover the facts regardless of if the facts make you feel good or bad. Now they say, oh my God, the victim's family, that's, it's a problem because how are they going to react when they see that? One of the victim's father was on Fox News last night calling for gun control. He was saying, let's not, let the next one happen. Let's fight to prevent the next one from happening. We need to stop crazy people from getting guns. How are you going to do that? How are you going to stop crazy people from getting guns? Well, it starts with the media doing their job and letting people know this is what happens in reality in the United States of America. This isn't a fucking movie. This isn't Hollywood. You can read on paper all you want. 32,000 people die every year in America because of gun violence. But it doesn't register with a lot of people. They need to see it for them to go, oh, fuck, this is real. Maybe we should do something about this. See, they think, oh, we're going to be the good guys and use moral, righteous indignation here. But you're not being the good guys because you're actually preventing a solution to the problem because you're not doing your fucking job properly. You know what this reminded me of when I saw these tweets? It reminded me of what the Bush administration did during the war in Iraq. When they said, let's not show the coffins, the flag-draped coffins coming back from Iraq, that would be a good idea. Thank you. And the media went along with it. Now, why is that so egregious? And why is that something that should outrage everybody? Because then the American people were kept in the dark as to the reality of the situation, as to what was going on with our tax dollars in our name, in a country, by the way, which didn't attack us and we waged an offensive war against. So all these flag-draped coffins were coming back. It was a war that we shouldn't have been in the first place, and people just, they weren't paying nearly as much attention because the media didn't give them the facts and didn't put it in context and say, hey guys, shaky reason we're in this war here, and oh my goodness, that's a lot of coffins being taken off that plane. Why did these people die again? Please tell me. You do know that, so back in Vietnam, they did cover it. They covered the war extensively, and it was after Vietnam that the elites said, we probably should try to stop the media from covering this extensively because it turns out the population gives us a lot of shit when they see what war is really like. So as a result of the coverage, the American people rose up and said, this is nuts. We don't even know why we're there in Vietnam. The war doesn't make much sense to us, and over 50,000 of our people are dead? Never mind the probably over 1 million that died on their side. For what? For what? For what? The cameras showed what was happening. They showed people getting maimed. They showed people being destroyed. They showed, villages being napalmed. All these horrific, horrific things. And the American people go, oh, goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pump your brakes. What's happening here? Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Today, it's casual to have the opposite belief. Well, now, come on, we wouldn't want to offend anybody. We wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You can't put the picture of the murder which happened in reality on the cover of a newspaper, which is supposed to cover fucking reality, because, God forbid, you, what? Commit an act of journalism? Do the right thing? Change people's minds so that we do some sort of gun reform to move in the right direction? No, see, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. this is why secular talk is ascending, and why CNN and old media outlets, and actually that's not fair, I don't want to pick on CNN, because I don't know, maybe they did cover this extensively and show it extensively. In fact, I bet they did. So leave them out of it. But that's why, you know, these journalists, they got the check mark next to their name on Twitter. I never fucking heard of them until today. I'm reading their names, I'm like, oh, okay, so this person's official. I see the check mark, they're apparently a journalist, and they're scolding people. And it's, oh, okay, but that's why I never heard of them. Because this is how they do journalism. Okay, guys, let's us in the establishment hold hands and sing Kumbaya together and say that the whole world is rainbows and puppies and only cover bullshit stories that are not fucking interesting and are not real. Again, just to use the Vice example, I know I always do, but I do it for a reason. There's a reason why Vice rose to prominence, because they fucking embedded people in Syria with ISIS. And you know what people said when they saw that? Fuck! That's some real journalism, son. How'd you get in there? I gotta watch this. This looks interesting. You went and lived with some crazy motherfucker in Russia who thought, I'm Jesus. I'm Jesus reincarnate. Vice was like, okay, I might get killed when I go there to cover this because this is some wild shit, son, but I'm gonna go. And people go, oh, okay, those guys are doing the real work. And then meanwhile, these jackoffs are sitting there, I'm offended that you showed what actually happened. My feelings are hurt. Even though the father of the victim, one of the victims, is saying, no, yes, we need to talk about this, we need to show this, and the reason we need to do it is to try to get reform to make the country better. Using that logic, oh my God, it's offensive, and you might create copycats from this. Using that logic, you do realize we shouldn't show Nazi documentaries anymore either, right? Well, God forbid somebody sees the pictures of the Holocaust and sees the black and white movies of Hitler. They might think, ooh, that guy had a lot of power. I need to be a copycat of that. I need to be a bad person myself and act that way. I mean, this is the argument if you take it to its logical conclusion. Anytime anybody shows anything that's uncomfortable and evil or bad, oh my God, don't show it because you might offend somebody, you might hurt somebody, you know, we need to care more about feelings than facts. And you don't want to inspire somebody to be the next Hitler. You don't want to inspire somebody. Why did any of the networks show the Twin Towers come down? Why did any of the networks show the planes smash into the Twin Towers? Why did they do that? You're going to create copycats and you're going to hurt everybody's feelings. You need to, let's pamper you. Let's be the nannies. Let's be the mommy and daddy. Sorry, public. I know my job is to show you the facts, but I'm not going to show you the facts because me no likey the facts. Grow the fuck up. We're adults here. We need to solve problems, not cover our eyes and pretend like the problems don't exist. And again, what makes the situation pierce through in the minds of your average person more? I can sit here and quote statistics all day, and I do. That's my style. But sometimes that doesn't land. You still have people say, 32,000 dead from guns in America. Whatever, I didn't know any of them. But when you show a murder happening on live TV and you see the real world ramifications of everybody being armed to the teeth, then maybe, just maybe, you change one person's mind who might be fucking influential, and they can make a big impact. For example, we saw the other day, Walmart just said we're going to stop selling certain kinds of guns because of, all these mass shootings and what we just saw. Who knows? It's likely the case that guy saw the video and said, pump my brakes here. What are we doing here? We need to change something. So yes, you need all the facts out there, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. You see the things that are uncomfortable so you can fight to try to create a future which is comfortable. You see what I'm saying? You don't cover your eyes from what's uncomfortable now, because then that will perpetuate that same, uncomfortable things to happen in the future.